Hello everyone, welcome to my studio. Today I am making my elderberry cough drops. In here we have 2 cups of pure sugar. You can use raw sugar if you like, but I'm using what I have in my cabinet. I have some echinacea in here, and I'm going to add my elderberry tea. So my elderberry has, and I do have some fresh squeezed lemon in here and honey. Okay, I'm adding my concentrated elderberry tea. And this, some people put bourbon in theirs, but oops, I'm not going to do the bourbon simple fact because um, I just want to keep it as natural as possible. Well, bourbon is natural, but I don't want to put the alcohol in it. So let me try to get this candy thermometer out that fell. Okay, I got the elderberry syrup in here. And then I'm going to add my final cup of sugar. And you're going to cook this like you're making the candy apples. So you have to get to that candy crack stage, and that reaches like 300 degrees for the crack stage. And it's on my thermometer, but it's kind of, you can see that it's kind of, let me see if I can get some of the condensation off. So here's the crack stage at 300. So I'm going to let this cook up. And you're going to stir ever so often. This is going to get really thick. So I'm going to let this cook up and come back to it. Okay, we have this to a boil. Right now it's at 200 and maybe 30 degrees. So it's getting thick. But it's not at the candy stage yet. This is like the syrupy stage. It goes through the watery stage, syrupy stage, the soft candy, like the taffy stage, and then your candy. Then your hard crack candy. And that's what we're going for, the hard crack candy. I give mad respect to my mom who used to make us candy apples all the time. This is work. And you got to watch it to make sure it don't boil over. I did it before and it boiled over. My first trial to see if it worked, and it was a mess. It's getting thick. I had stuff everywhere. Nothing like the smell of burnt sugar. Okay, well, I'll come back to another stage when it's a little thicker. Oh, before I forget, I have my molds already set up. These little heart shape. I do have gummy molds too, but I did the heart shape. I did the gummy bears. I did spray them with oil. And I know people say you can put powdered sugar on here so they can stop from sticking. But to me, the powdered sugar just collects the moisture and they just stick together, make it worse. So I'm just going to use cornstarch or arrowroot powder. And I think I might just use the cornstarch. So once you pour them in the mold, you got to let them get hard. And then you can pop them out. So the oil makes them pop out quicker. Okay, my syrup is all done. So I'm pouring it in the mold. It did get to that crack stage. And I'm sorry I forgot to show you how hard the candy looks in the water. You put it in cold water and it lets you know if it's at the crack stage. So right now I'm filling up the molds. And I'm going to put these in little tins. I left my stove on just in case it cools down, and then I can put it back on the warmer. So this is the gist of it. And I sell these at the same price as my elderberry syrup, which is $8 for a 10 can. I try to put at least 20 or more in the can. I just fill them up. I might can get a little bit more in there since these are smaller than the other molds that I had. But you only need like one or two, and this just help you soothe your throat. You know, you got a little tickle, you feel that you might have a little cold or something coming along, or you can eat one a day just to keep your immune system built up. Because like I said, it does have the elderberry syrup in here, the honey, which is good for inflammation. Honey is an antibacterial. I got the lemon in here, the echinacea tea to help fight cold and flu. And what it does is you don't get it, your symptoms don't last as long. It doesn't stop it, but it minimizes it. But if you do the elderberry syrup every day, you might be good to go. Because I haven't had a sniffle yet. This is kind of messy. I see people put them in little not mason jars, but the Pyrex things. But I don't want all the candy to stick to the Pyrex thing and be wasted. So I like to use a spoon. This is going to be wonderful. And then what you do is you let them dry all the way. Well, cool down. You don't want to take them out the mold while it's sticky. So you let it cool all the way down. Then once it cools, I'm going to put them in my powder and dust them so they won't stick together. I'm going to put parchment paper in my little tin cans. I already made the labels. And ready for shipping. I did ship out the liquid. I was kind of, nervous about that because they're in jars. I didn't put them in the plastic jars. I put them in the glass jars, but I wrapped them good enough so it did arrive to its destination with no problem. So I'm going to finish filling up these because you don't need me to do a whole video of me putting these in the hearts. And my phone is ringing because I forgot to put on Do Not Disturb. So let me get this taken care of. Okay, here's my cough drops all in the molds. Some little extras I just threw on there. Waste not, want now. This gets really messy and sticky. The good thing about it, you put your pans in the hot water and it dissolves pretty quickly. Now I suggest people suck on these because they can get tacky like candy apple. And you lose a tooth, that's not on me. Here's my cornstarch and arrowroot powder. And I'm going to, once they harden all the way, I'm going to toss them in here and put them in my tin cans. And once I put everything in the tin cans, I'll let you see what they look like. Thanks for watching. Toodles. Hello everyone. I'm back with the end result of my elderberry syrup. Elderberry cough drops, I'm sorry, that I put in these molds. And like I said, it consists of my elderberry syrup along with the sugar, echinacea, and the freshly squeezed lemon. And then you cook this like you would be making a candy apple. So you put everything in the pan along with the sugar, and you have to make sure your mixture heats up to the cracking stage. Anything underneath of that would be like a soft taffy or something. But I want these to be hard like cough drops. I did spray the molds with cooking oil, and hopefully this will work. The last time I didn't, they did kind of stick together. So these pop, they do pop out the mold regardless if you use oils or not. But I have a mixture here of arrowroot powder and cornstarch. And once I pop all these out, I'm going to shake them up. Make sure they're well dusted so they won't stick together, and put them in the container. And you have to keep this in a air safe, you know, like 10 or something. These molds are so cute. When I do my CBD gummies, I might do the hearts. I do have the bears too. So once you take all these out, like I said, you shake everything up. And I'm working on this, my third mold. I was able to get, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 molds. Or 5.5 molds still done. See how they just easily come out? But this is a candy mold. Heat safe candy mold. You can't use any kind of mold because your sugar, when it becomes like a the candy stage, is at 300 degrees, a little over 300 degrees Fahrenheit. So you don't want to use anything that will melt the mold. So you got to make sure. I did that the first time I had this candy mold, but it was plastic. I'm trying to figure out why my things were flat. It wasn't coming out. Because it wasn't a candy heat safe mold. I mean, it was for heated stuff, but not at 300 degrees. So you have to make sure you choose the right mold. I ordered these ones off of Amazon, but you can go to your local bakery and they will have them. So I'm going to pause this while I pop all these out, and we'll let you know what they look like once I get them all out. Okay, I have my mold all emptied out, my candy molds. Let me see if you can see them. They all emptied out. So let you see what the stuff look like. Okay, here are my candies, see? So I'm going to coat these so they won't stick together. They might still stick together, but hot shade. These taste so yummy, guys. But like I said, it's the elderberry syrup, echinacea. Yeah, the elderberry syrup, the echinacea, fresh lemon, and honey. And like I say, some people do add bourbon into their mixture. I don't. I know alcohol cooks off, but yeah, maybe next time if I was just selling them to adults. But we'll try. So everything is nice and coated. We'll slide back and forth. And I'm going to get these in a tin. Okay, here's my tin that I'm going to put my candies in for my cough drops. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of the mixture, the powder actually, on the bottom of the tin. Spread out some in here. And I make sure I get about 20, 22, more than that in here. So I'm going to count these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 17, 18, 19, trying to do enough, 20, 1, 22, 23, 24, okay, 25. So here you go. My label. There you go. So that concludes my video. Thanks for watching. Toodles.